So, I'll just start working. That is the square root of 8 squared, negative 8 squared plus 6 squared, which is the square root of 100, fine, which is, of course, 10. So that is negative 8 over 10. That is 6 over 10. And that is negative 8 over 6. To do full marks here, you need those three. Everything else is work, making this question out of 3. I did not ask for theta, but of course you would find it by using shift of any of those. Oh, other way around. Other way around. 6, negative 8, and 6/8. Sorry. Strike that. Reverse it.
What? No, it's from Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
The good one with Gene Wilder, not the bad one with Johnny Depp.
What's the whole thing with H?
Hypotenuse. Marco is 450 meters due east. I better draw that better. Marco is 450 meters due east of a park. Ray is 450 meters due south of a park. What is the correct expression for the exact distance between the two boys?
Oh, did you like what, like... 450 squared plus 450 squared. Yeah, that. Yeah, I'll do the square root of the square. That's what is my calculator plus 450 squared.
There you go. That would work. What else would work? The square root of 405,000. Okay, what else would work? What angle is that? 45. What angle is that? 45. What angle is that? 90. You could have used sine law or cosine law. There's a million answers for this question, yes? Excellent. That's why it's only worth 1. Because you had many options.
What was the first one out of?
3. Is cosine positive or negative in the question? Positive, which means it must be in which quadrants? 1 or 4, which means it must be between 0 and 90 or 270 and 360, right? How do you find those angles when you know that? Shift cos. Shift cos of 1/9 equals what? 84. So that means one of them is 84. The other one must have the same reference angle. 84. But that is not theta, because theta has to go all the way around. So it's 360 minus 84, which is 276. You need both of them to get the full 2 marks.
Wouldn't you write minus or like negative 200 something?
No. because you count thetas positively from 0. If you wrote negative 276, I would give you 1.5 out of 2. Yeah? Yeah. A. This is the exact same question as the first question, right? I'm only going to give you 1 mark for it because you've already gotten marks for this. Sine theta is 7 over square root of 74. Cos theta is, I'll talk about that in a moment, negative 5 over root 74. Tan theta is 7 over negative 5. As I have said numerous times, I do not want decimals here. I want exact answers. It's an assignment. You can give yourself full marks for the decimals. Don't do it on the test. Okay? So that is worth 1 because you've already done that in this particular assignment. B, I want the primary trig ratios for some other angle that has the same sign as A. Well, if angle A has this sign, then it's positive, right? So it has to be in which 2 quadrants? Top 2, 1 and 2, yes? But if cos is negative, then it's over here, isn't it? I don't want that one. I want B that has different signs. So I need this over here, which means everything will be positive. 7 over root 74, 5 over root 74, and 7 over 5. That you get 2 marks for because you had to actually know some stuff. And number 3, C, you're going to get 2 marks for as well because there's 2 angles. What are they? What? 55 and 125. Anything around there because, of course, I am so tired of arguing about rounding with you people, I'm not even going to begin to try. If you have something around 55 and something around 125, you get the marks. Because if I have to talk about rounding with 10th graders one more time, I'm going to take a pen and shove it into my eye. Okay? If you have any question to ask me that has nothing to do with rounding, go ahead and ask me. Preston. Oh, 2. The whole thing's out of 4. 5. If you have a question that has nothing to do with rounding, ask it now. We are running short of time. Because it says use a calculator to determine the measures of A and B. So I needed A, which is 125, and B, which is 55. Any questions? Once? Twice? Thrice? Yes, Jasleen? A, B, or C? You never had to find an angle for A. Okay, you never had to find an angle for B. You just had to find the ratios. And then you use these 2 sets of ratios to shift sine to get the answers. But you only needed to shift sine or shift tan or shift cos, one of them. Because whichever one you chose, you were going to get a reference angle, right? And once you have a reference angle, you know the rest. Last chance. Jasleen stopped me on thrice last time. Good to know you have options to...
I have a question.
Sure.
How much is number 3 out of
Turn the page over. What two angles have a sine ratio of negative 1/2? If it's negative sine, where must it be? Bottom two. Where's the hypotenuse? 2. 2. There's the negative 1. There's the negative 1. Yes? So, when you do that work, you get a value from your calculator. What do you get? When you punch either of those into your calculator, you should get negative 30 on your calculator, which means it has to be from 0 down negative 30, right? So that means this is 30, correct? Which means this is 30, correct? Because the reference angles are the same. What is this around to there? 210. What is this around to there? 330. 2 marks. Because you had to understand the coordinates and be able to find your answers. Number 3A. Where is that quadrant? It has to be in 1 or 4 for 1 mark and an explanation. Why? Right. Cosine is only positive in those quadrants. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, I wouldn't have said that. X, because cosine equals x over h, and h is always positive, so x must also be positive. Nice. I wouldn't have thought to do it that way, but good. Everybody good? 2 marks. If I ask for an explanation and you don't give it to me, I am taking away a mark from you. All right? Always. B. If the sine is negative, where's the angle? No. 4. Why? Yeah. Sine is positive in quadrant 1, or down here, y must be negative, which would put it in quadrant 4. Again, 2 marks. No, it cannot be, because it says if the sine of the angle is negative. This is the angle I'm working with. Consider this angle. C. Sketch the diagram to represent the angle in standard position. It must be there. Yes? For 1 mark. D. Find the coordinates. Well, I'm going to use the same drawing that I just had, yeah? And I'm going to use pink. The coordinates are, of course, 13. And this is, of course, what? -5, and this, sorry, I should have drawn that. This is -5, and this is 12. So what are the coordinates of that point? 12, -5. That's D. For 1 mark. And E, write exact expressions for the other 2. You've got them all right here, right? We know it's 12/13. We know it's -5/13. And we know it is -5/12. For 1 mark there, making that whole question out of 1, 2, 3, 7. Yeah? Making that whole page out of 9. Each of these Each of these is worth 1 because you only had to do one thing, yes? Cosine law or sine law? This one is sine law. Sine 75 over 8.2 equals sine 58 over lol e. Or you could reverse the letters, right? You could flip these. Both are acceptable. If you have this written, go ahead and take your mark. Because if you don't get the right answer, it's a calculator issue. Of course, on your calculator, you remember that you multiply the pair and you divide the spare. So if you wrote it out, 8.2 sine 58 over sine 75, that's the best thing you can do for me if you have trouble with your calculator. This one, theta. Again, you have a pair, so it is sine law. I'm going to switch the order this time for the people that like to put the sides on the top. No problemo, easy peasy. 5.4 over sine theta. 5.4 sine 54 divided by 5.2. And then at the end, shift sine to get 1 mark. Now, will this answer be greater or smaller than 54? Greater, because it's across from a bigger side. Will it be close to 54? Yes, because 5.4 is close to 5.2. Cosine law. This is C, because it's what I'm seeking. C squared equals 8.6 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 8.6 times 12 times cos 55. If you're really smart, you write it this way to get the square root in. If you have that written, you can have 1 point. The answer will take me some time to punch in. 10? Great. 9.97? Whatever, I don't care. 10. Says to the nearest centimeter. Yes, it's 1 mark. You're only doing one thing. You're doing cos law. This one, yucky cos law. Cos, shift cos of theta equals the shift cos of 24.6 squared minus 27.6 squared minus 23.4 squared over negative 2 times 27.6 times 23.4. And the answer, of course, since all 3 of these are almost the same, it must be very close to 60, yes? And I believe it is 57. Making that page out of 4. Yeah? Oh, yeah. All right. Salvage vessel locates a sunken ship directly below it. So, water, boat. Yes? Uses radar, sees a big boat. We're going to make it a pirate ship.
Whoa.
Yar!
I always play with those after McDonald's. Yeah. I like play with them across pockets.
Mermaid on the front. There we go.
That's a beautiful mermaid.
Shush. Angle of depression to one end of the ship. Angle of depression 29.3, yes? To the other end. Should have done it the other way. 29.3, 47.5, yes? If this is 47.5, what's this? 47.5. If this is 29.3, what's this? 29.3. If the length of the ship is 143, where's the length of the ship? Right there.
Whoa, it's a triangle.
Oh my good gravy. What did I make? A triangle. This is 143, right? I want the depth. I need that. I can find that a whole lot of ways, can't I? I personally I personally would do this. This is 47.5. This is 29.3, which means this is what? 103.2, correct? Now, do I have sine law? Yes. Sine 103.2 over 143 has to equal, does it matter which side I go to? No. Sine 47.5 over x. Once I have x, which is sine, or 143 sine 47.5 divided by sine 103.2, that's x, yes? Isn't that the hypotenuse of that? And then can I not do angle, hypotenuse, opposite, SOHCAHTOA sine with 29.3? If I worked the other side, I would do SOHCAHTOA sine with 47.5. Everyone understand? Doesn't matter which side you do it on, you're going to get the same height, which is that. Now I have my hypotenuse, so it's that times sine 29.3 if you did my way. And the answer is 143 times sine 47.5 times sine 29.3 divided by sine 103.2, 53. That is out of 5. You decide. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is doing trig. That is what people who are out in the real world are doing right now. They are not getting a triangle on a piece of paper and going, SOHCAHTOA? Okay?
Do you like, wait, what was the answer you got? Like regular masters, or do you prefer like pre-diploma? What kind of question was that?
That's a horrible question.
So like, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Yeah. Oh, she's asking.
It again depends on how you look at it. Do I like you people grubbing for every half mark every 2 seconds you can? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Do I like you guys coming in here and when the second you find something actually new and difficult, getting all angry and saying the same thing every year? Well, I've always been good at math. You think I like that? No. That's okay. Chang is in a charity bicycle race. The route starts at Centerville. Travels east, 13K to Eastdale. Then takes a 135-degree turn. If he's going to turn 135, he's got to go 90 and back 135, doesn't he? So that makes the angle in here 45. Everybody good? He then arrives 18K up to Northcote. Then he goes back to Centerville. What did I just make? Triangle. How is that 45? Because I am riding east. Pedal, 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 pedal. Now I must turn 135 degrees. 90 straight north, 35 more. I came this way, I am now facing this way. So you need this distance, yes? C. C equals the square root of 18 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 times 18 times 13 times cos 45. And that is going to get you whatever it gets you. The angles are 45, 46, and 44.
Please see Mr. McDonald in the music room.
Or no,
Band students.
45. One of these is very close to 45, but is not 45. And this is like 89.8 or something. That's what it is. 46, 89, and 45. I just told you, 5. You're going to tell me that you can't add all the numbers from the bottom of each page? Fine. 5, 10, 14, 23, 28, 30, 34.